Well, I'm glad to see everyone is sensible enough to wear the scarves I've made," Doreen said from her regular seat at the end. Her knitting needles clacked away as if to prove a point.
"I don't know what I did without it,"
Phil said. He still had his wrapped around his neck, though pulled open and draped across his shoulder.
"I've never had such a soft and warm scarf in all my life."
"It's the wool I use," Doreen said. "Angora." "Holy moly, Doreen," Ellie's Aunt Norma exclaimed. "That's rather expensive. You should charge us for these." "I have a cousin," Doreen said with a wink.
"Oh, an illegal supplier,"
Lenny laughed. Even though he was an ex-lawyer, that didn't mean he didn't see the law everywhere. "Oh, dear," his wife Tess tapped him on the arm. "You shouldn't tease Doreen. You were mentioning this morning how much you loved the warmth."
"True,"
Lenny nodded.
"I don't think any of us can abide being cold anymore." "You wouldn't consider making socks, would you?" Phil asked Doreen. She held up her needles. "Let me figure out the hats first, and then I'll get right into making you all some socks." Maggie arrived with a plate of mixed cookies for their snack, and her second-in-command, Daphne, brought a large pot of tea and cups. "Now," Maggie said, "just because it's winter and we need extra padding to keep us warm, it doesn't mean we have to eat everything put in front of us." "Then you shouldn't offer cookies we can't refuse,"
Lenny said as he reached for a shortbread. "And leave the chocolate chip for Ellie," Ruth reminded them all. "Gosh, Ruth," Ellie shook her head. "There's more than enough for everyone."
"You think we're not aware of your chocolate addiction?"
Phil asked. "It's not an addiction," Ellie said. "It's an admiration." "Admiration that goes straight to your—" Norma said. "Norma!" Shirley aimed a finger at her. "That's enough of that. Ellie is in perfect shape, and don't be the first to throw stones and all that. You'll give the girl a complex." Once they all had their cups of tea and cookies in front of them, Doreen put her knitting away. This was not a normal occurrence. Even during meetings, Doreen always had her needles on her lap, whether for a few quick stitches during a genealogy lesson or to finish entire rows of her newest creation. And everyone noticed this.